So let's just start off by introducing yourself.
All right. I am Dillon Divoid. I'm 21 years old, and I'm from Orange County, California. I'm a singer-songwriter for Follow the Void.
Okay. So singer and songwriter for Follow the Void. What is Follow the Void, and who is Follow the Void?
Follow the Void is alternative pop-punk band with influences from other genres. And Follow the Void, at the beginning, consisted of me, which wrote the music and performed all of it, Raider, who wrote the lyrics, and Kyle, who manages and does all the heavier vocals for it.
So, how did you start Follow the Void?
So Follow the Void basically started as a creative project for the three of us to do. Both of them knew that I made music, and they kind of wanted to, help me out with it. And at the time, I wasn't the greatest with writing lyrics. So Raider showed me some Alice in Wonderland lyrics that he wrote, and I really liked him, and a melody instantly popped in my head. So I thought, hey, might as well, give it a try and make some, try to make some music with the both of them.
All right. So, when Follow the Void started, why did you choose the name Follow the Void?
Well, basically, all of us couldn't really figure out a name. We tried random band name generators, and nothing really worked. So Kyle basically texted me at 2 a.m. and he's like, "Hey, what about Follow the Void?" And I was like, "All right, that's it. I really like that."
Okay. So, with, the band name down, the members already, accounted for and everything. So, now we had to talk, when you created Follow the Void, what inspired you to make music? What made you want to start a band, just make music?
Well, basically, what inspired me to make music was all of my other favorite artists. I would go to concerts and see all these amazing performers and songwriters, and I just knew from the start that it was something that I wanted to do, and it's what I was made to do. And so I started writing music about 13 years old, and I kind of just never stopped.
So obviously then when you were younger and you started making music, we can tell from your music obvious inspirations: Fall Out Boy, All Time Low, those high school punk pop bands.
Yes.
So other than that, who was really, out of all your inspirations, what band really inspired you to do this?
I'd say out of all the bands, I'd say mostly Green Day has inspired me to make music. Not only do they write music that's catchy and that stays in your head, but also the performance aspect wise, of just how much energy they can put on stage for hours. And I thought that was really cool. But I feel like vocally, Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco has inspired me the most.
So you previously talked about, Nate Wants to Battle being a major inspiration. What role does that really have a play in your music?
Well, when I saw him, I thought that I needed a big label and, a lot of other people to make music. But when I found him, I realized that it was all just him, and he made great music and great sounding music. And so I was like, if he can do that, then I can too. So that's when I got a bunch of recording equipment, and I started recording my own music myself.
So let's talk about Salvaged. It's your latest hit, your first album ever, and you have a song by the same name. What was the writing process and creative process for Salvaged? How did it start?
Well, Salvaged, the title track, was actually one of the first songs that I wrote for the album. And I was just feeling stuck creatively. I was, making music is a really hard business to get into, and so I just kind of felt down, and so I just grabbed my guitar and I started playing those chords, and if anything, the song just came to me. It was one of the most easy songs to write, just because of how natural it felt. And yeah, so I guess the whole song took me about like I guess a few hours to write. Didn't take very long.
So, with that being said and done, what made you want to go on and decide to make an album itself?
Making an album was a goal of mine since I was like 15, and I always kept putting it off and putting it off. And before the EP, I didn't feel very proud of it to turn it into an album, but I knew that I had something to say. I just didn't know exactly how to say it. So when I finally put my mind to it and like, okay, I'm gonna write this, I'm gonna write the album, I kind of just sat down and just reflected on all the years prior to make this album.
So how long did it take for you to make the album? How many, if you could give us a number, like maybe hour-wise, maybe days, months?
It took me about a year to write and record the whole thing. I did, some songs came earlier than others. Like the beginning of the last song on the album, Alice, that started at the very beginning of the band. But I didn't actually finish writing it until December of 2020. So some songs I just had ideas for that I just never got around to finishing.
Do you have any personal favorites in the albums? Least favorites?
Yes. So I have, I guess my top 3 favorites are the title track, Salvaged, Now You're Mine, and All I'll Do. Those are my 3 favorite songs on the album.
And then your least favorites? If you want to even just say that.
Yeah. My least favorites are definitely Alice and Helpless, because I wanted 10 songs on the album, and those were the 2 that made the album that I'm just not a huge fan of.
Well, according to your Spotify stats, as of up to date now, obviously Salvage is your number 1 listened to on the album.
Yeah.
Followed, and then this is not any particular order, but the other top tracks is Candle, and I think it's Now You're Mine.
Yeah.
So those are obviously some of the popular tracks. How do you feel about Candle?
I love Candle, actually.
Obviously there was so much inspiration from that.
There was a lot of different influences and inspiration behind Candle. So basically, for that ending part where it's just the vocals and the synthesizer, I heard that first from Falling in Reverse song Losing My Life, and I thought it was really cool, so that was something that I kind of wanted to do. And the whole song lyrically is just about change. My ADD kind of went all over the place with that, but if I had to narrow it down to one word of what that song is, I'd have to say it's about change.
Okay. So Salvage really is your life story. Would you say that?
Yeah, definitely.
All your past experience combined into one.
Yes.
How does it feel that when you released the Salvage album, you started from a couple of listeners, friends and family, now you're up to 400 streams? How does it feel? I don't know if you knew that yet.
I didn't.
Yeah,
no.
as I've been keeping track of your Spotify, you have now 400 streams for Salvage total.
That's crazy. No, I had no idea. Well, it's, if anything, it's just showing that like all my hard work is kind of paying off. And if I write something that I enjoy, then I guess people will grab onto that, and and they will enjoy it too. So that's crazy.
Are you sure you didn't know, or?
I actually didn't know it was 400.
Okay.
So I thought it was somewhere like around like 200 or like maybe like 300, but no, I have no idea.
So now with Salvaged released, your plans now is focusing on your YouTube page and doing covers. How is that going for you?
It's going great. I honestly really love making covers. I started making them regularly. I started in April 1st of 2020.
Was it a joke at first? Because April 1st, huh?
Actually, I was just bored, because I guess that's when like lockdown really started, and it was really starting to hit all of us. So it was really something just to pass the time and to keep doing. But I saw that people were really enjoying it, and I honestly loved making covers. And it was just something that I just decided to do regularly.
So that's something we'll continue to see throughout your career.
Yeah, definitely. I love making covers, so I don't see myself stopping anytime soon.
So at first, you discussing your choices in social media platforms. One of your last ones you created was TikTok.
Yeah.
So I know TikTok has really had ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at it now, would you really think that's your successful platform now, reaching out and just discovering new, like for people to discover new music and get to your album and such?
Yeah, I felt like TikTok has really helped. I was kind of iffy about it at first because it's such an unusual platform to kind of promote yourself on. But honestly, it's been helping. I've been uploading regularly for about a month, and I'm already almost at like 100 followers. So
obviously, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Maybe not so much Facebook or Twitter, but in YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Those are your top social media platforms. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So with that being said, those are going to be the first place we'll find any announcements with Follow the Void.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if anyone wants to know about anything new that's coming out, definitely go check out those.
So we're coming soon to a conclusion, and we have a couple questions left to ask.
All right.
Can we expect any future collaborations? Is that a possible thing that you're thinking about? Can you even discuss that?
It's definitely possible. I've reached out to a few people, but nothing is for certain. But I'd say just keep an open mind to it. It's definitely a possibility.
Okay. So sorry about that. We got cut off a bit.
No worries.
So let's finish it off by asking the big question.
All right.
When is the next album drop? When is the next song drop? What can we expect?
I wouldn't expect another album for another year or two, just so I can live life and get some more experience. But I will say that the next song you can expect is going to be in December. I really wanted to write a Christmas song, and I'd say it's definitely a good possibility that you should expect a Christmas song this December.
So you heard it here already. We're gonna get Follow the Void will be releasing a Christmas song.
Christmas song, yes.
Along with that, we have our daily covers.
Weekly, yeah. Weekly covers every Friday.
Weekly covers every Friday. Real quick, we still have time to ask, what are your next planned covers? Can you announce that really, or?
Yeah, so at the time of filming this, I'm way ahead of covers. So the next one I have is Green Day, What's Her Name? And then Misty by Nate Wants to Battle. And then after that, we got Testimony from Ice Nine Kills.
Okay, that's great. So we really answered the big questions now. I appreciate you taking the time for this little documentary. And I'm sure, whoever's watching this, your followers, just standard viewers, they'll appreciate that you took the time to do this.
Of course, yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for having me.
If you have, you want to send any message to anybody watching right now, what would you tell them? Anyone who wants to start a band, anyone who wants to start making music, what would you tell them?
I'd have to say, it's really hard, but if your heart's in it and that you want to do this more than anything, then go for it, Write the best song that you can. It's going to be hard. You're going to fail, and it's going to feel like you're not really getting anywhere. at the beginning. But if you definitely stick to it and you stay consistent, then you'll find your audience. There's something there for you.
And for your viewers have stuck around since the start of Salvaged, do you have anything to say to thank your viewers or anything like that?
I want to say thank you all for listening to the album. This has been crazy. I've really, it's been wild. It's the most successful thing that I've done up to this point, and I cannot thank you guys enough for listening to it, streaming it, promoting it. Honestly, thank you guys so much.
So this concludes the little documentary. This is Dillon Divoid, creator and founder of Follow the Void. Social media links will be below. Be sure to follow Instagram, TikTok, and
YouTube,
obviously, for the best updates.
Yes.
Be sure to watch his cover songs, which drop weekly on Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all we gotta say. Thank you for your time and everything, and thanks everybody for watching. Any last closing words?
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to go stream Salvaged.